months ahead of the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria, over 30 prominent politicians have either directly or indirectly indicated interest to run for the office of the president. Today on The Breakfast Show, we'll be looking at these presidential hopefuls and their political experiences. My name is Favor of Vieloba. I am joined by my co-host, Joy Matthew. Together, we'll be having a conversation with a guest after the break. Welcome back. The program is Matters on Ground, and we're looking at the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. All the presidential hopefuls who are positioning themselves to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari. We're now joined on set by the Executive Director of the Not Too Young to Lead Initiative, Mr. Elvis Akpobi. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Happy New Year.
Good morning, Joy.
Good morning, Faith.
Good morning, Mr. So 2023 is just around the corner, and it's getting heated already. So it is safe to say that officially we're in the season of declaration of political interest for the highest office, the political office in Nigeria. So here I have a list of some of the political hopefuls, of the presidential hopeful rather. Okay. I'll just run through some of the names in no particular order. So here I have Atiku Abubakar, we have Kayode Fayemi, we have Bukola Saraki, we have Bala Mohammed, we have Aminu Tambowa, we have Goodluck Jonathan, we have Ayim Pius Ayim, there's Khadija Okunu Lamidi, who happens to be the only female so far that has indicated interest. We have Orji Uzokalu, we have Dele Momodu, we have Professor Yemi Osibanjo, we have Yahaya Bello of Kogi State, there is Kingsley Mogalu, there is Dave Umayi, there is Doyin Okukbe and Peter Obi, and a host of others.
There's one you didn't mention.
Which of them?
Chukwuka Moye. Okay,
that's why I said, this is just the list that we have for now, because like I said, some have not, declared officially. So in the coming weeks, we get to see more of the names. For now, we saw in the news that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu met with the president and declared his intention. But according to him, he said he will get back to Nigerians and let us know his intention. So we're waiting. When he said this, how did you receive the news? Because people often call him a king maker, and now the king maker wants to become a king. How did you receive the news?
For me, as a Nigerian, I'm proud to be in Nigeria. Let's start with that. But I can say I'm not proud of the activities and the things that are happening in recent times in Nigeria. They're not inspiring, because in a sane environment, anybody that wants to hold the highest office in our country, anybody that wants to be at the table where decisions about our future will be made, it shouldn't be a culture of going to meet the president. I don't get, is it the president that will make you the president? I think if we say we are practicing real democracy, we're not just saying it with our mouth. You come and tell the people that I want to run for office. This is why I want to run. Then the people will now ask if really democracy we practice in Nigeria today is power for the people, by the people, and for the people, and not by a handful political shares makers. I don't see any reason why aspirants will be going to meet the president. They indirectly reflected the fact that we will not have a good electoral process come 2023, but it's quite unfortunate for them, because we young people were tired of complaining. We're going to take the bull by the horn this time around.
I think we saw that with Kingsley Mogalu when he posted on his social media page that he has informed Nigeria, and he said, sorry, he did not inform the president. I think he was being sarcastic, that he has informed Nigeria, and he knows that President Buhari is one of the Nigerians that has been informed of his intentions.
That's how it ought to be.
Okay, so Mr. Elvis, so far, a lot of persons are already seeing Bola Tinubu as one of the greatest contenders, being that, like, people call him the kingmaker. How would you make of it for the rest of APC shiftings that would have inspired to come out for this? Do you think it's, from their perspective, do you think it's going to be a difficult position to now declare, seeing that the kingmaker is now already in the ring?
You will not use that nomenclature, kingmaker, if things were done rightly in our society. Okay. Yes, if you say kingmaker, I mean, it's one just sit in his house,
Make other
make other people, irrespective of the opinions of the masses. I always say it on every platform that the highest office in our land is not the office of the kingmaker, the president, whoever the person is. The highest office is the office of the citizens. But we seem to, because of, Nigeria is not working, we keep complaining, my vote will not count. We seem to pull back why these so-called kingmakers play with our future. Because when if you don't get involved, you can't change the dynamics. And they successfully made it look like discourage us not to get involved. So they sit down, they already know, let's do it this way. These people will not talk. And let's not forget, my primary constituency is the young persons, which makes up almost 60% of Nigeria populace. Let's not forget that if you say power belongs to the people, you and I will not be talking about that statement, kingmaker. As far as I'm concerned, there's no kingmaker. There's just someone who is privileged to be in a society where things are done wrongly.
So with his declaration, and do you see other people from PDP, from APC rather, that will want to declare their intentions, now that Tinubu is out there? Do you see that they want to step down because they want to, make sure he gets the APC
Is it about Tinubu? I don't get it. I can't check anywhere. I'm not, when I Google the net and all that, I've not seen anywhere where they wrote Nigeria being synonymous to Tinubu.
Yeah, because I'm asking because we saw a tweet where his campaign, one of his campaign managers came and
that guy
that they should be loyal. He even mentioned the VP.
You will not blame that guy. He's a beneficiary of Asiwaju's king makership. He's only talking from the singular lens of his pocket. He's not talking for Nigerians. For me, I have stated it categorically on every platform. I was on China some days ago. We've been complaining too much as Nigerians. And it's not seem as if the Nigeria dream is escaping Nigeria. If they bring a flight today that free ticket to Canada or any other country, you stay in prison for like 3 months, you'll be left. This country will go, the country will be empty. Not because life is better in Canada than Nigeria, but just because everybody have given up on the country. It's not seem as if there's this oligarchy, a system being run by a few, while their children enjoy our collective wealth abroad. One person just come and say King. It's you people that tag him King Woodmaker. For me, I see him as a citizen, a privileged citizen that leveraged on the fact that our environment seemed to be insane. So when you talk about loyalty, what is loyalty? There's something, when you recite the national anthem, I pledge to Nigeria. It's not I pledge to Tinubu. So I'm sure I've answered your question.
Okay, let's look at APC now. Other candidates that we've mentioned, both the ones I listed and the ones I didn't list, like Yahaya Bello. Do you think, is there anybody in that list that you think that will stand out, that can go to face Tinubu, during the primaries?
I wouldn't say there's one person that will face Tinubu or not face Tinubu. But one thing I know is, I'm very, very glad I'm on record. If really young people know what they want in this country, if really young people, they are not tired of the bleakness, if really young people are proud to be Nigerians, there are some persons, the problems we are faced with today, they are digital problems. You cannot elect someone in the analog generation to solve digital problems. So what I always say is, let us get involved. To make this country right now is not about being in APC or being in PDP. It's about young people who know that this person, the trademark of this person, cannot make good policies that will better us, and they will come out and stand for it.
Yeah. So for all the names on the list now, so who do you think with their political experience actually has that good trademark? I
wouldn't want to say this person has this trademark, this person doesn't, because if I'm good, I might be very, very good in your own opinion, while I'll be bad in someone else's opinion. I will decide, I want Nigerians, young Nigerians, because we make up 60% of the populace. We do the campaigning, we quarrel on social media, we tweet and all that. And let's not forget, they proliferated poverty. Because if I'm working in Shell, you can't come, as I am now, I'm privileged. I'm an executive director of a group, I'm an ambassador in an Africa Union something, do you get? Yeah. I'm an essay to the governor. So there are some candidates even back in my state, Delta State, there's some candidate that can't come and meet me, that Elvis supports me, because they know my values are not in sync with theirs.
Yeah.
So every young Nigerian must stand out, because what we're fighting for is not for our generation, it's for the generation behind us. What we are faced with today, the brickless, the traveling abroad. I can't imagine someone, I'll use myself as an example. I can't imagine someone like, after going through the 4 years of school for 5 years, I'll now travel to Dubai, work in supermarkets where the resources of my state, the children of people who stole the resources of my state, come to shop in that same supermarket, and I snap pictures and upload that I'm outside the country. No. It's left for young people back here to decide that we're tired. We got tired of police brutality. We can get tired of oligarchy and political recycling. If really we are ready. If we take that passion we use in learning dance steps, that passion we use in voting for Big Brother Nigeria, if we take it towards the election, my dear, we'll take these people from the table where they decide wrong policies for us, and we'll bring in young people with character and digital mindset.
Okay, so Mr. Elvis, I like that you're speaking sort of futuristic, but before we go back to zoning, let's talk about what we have currently on ground. What we have currently on ground is more like a tussle between the two prominent parties, APC and PDP. And from the APC, we've heard a lot of one name with the list that she said, like one name just keep resounding, Bola Tinubu, Bola Tinubu. Now let's go over to PDP. Currently, they have, to an extent, they are in same stance with this other contenders, APC. Who do you think that if we have to remain, assuming that we have to remain in the same line of action as we have in previous years, APC, PDP, APC, PDP, who do you think would most likely stand a chance to probably contend as much as, now people are saying that Bola, so some persons are saying because
gullible people.
Gullible people are saying, oh, this person has been good to us, let us give him the presidency. That's what Jubri was saying. This person has been good to us, we are beneficiaries.
Presidency is not a gift.
You understand? Now, I get that point.
I don't like this, let us give him.
That is what they are saying, like you said, gullible people. But coming over to PDP, who do you think is most likely going to be seen as an hero that is worthy to lead the people in that light?
Let me be point blank. I don't see Tinubu becoming my president.
Okay.
Well,
I feel my generation, I feel the generation behind me if he becomes the president.
But so far, with what we've seen,
just because he's a kingmaker, not just because he can preside over this country. Do you get? Not just because, no, you can't tell me because someone is a kingmaker. There's something I admire about him. He picks the right brains and he drops Agberos where they ought to be. Do you get?
So you'd say,
I admire that about him. He knows this person needs to be here. He knows where to put the right people. I admire. He creates platforms for people.
Yeah, agreeing that he has traits of leadership.
Yes,
leadership.
But that does not make him presiding over the country. You know why? Are you trying to tell me in a country of about 200 Nigerians, you tell me a man in his 80s?
Well, those are some of the downsides.
Do you get? You're trying to tell me there are no younger persons who have character, capacity, competent to preside for us?
But you know, when it comes to politics, it has to be with your political experience, your background, you know, and how far you've gone with politics, what you know about the country, how you can manage Nigeria as an entity. That's why for PDP now we have Atiku Abubakar. He's been in politics. We have...
I'm still not comfortable with his age.
And then having people to vouch for it, to say that this person has been in a political position, this person has been in governance, and this person has actually done well. I think that is why Bola Tinubu, and then the name you just made mention of, can actually stand.
Why you say stand is, let's tell ourselves the truth. We're live. It's hard because of experience and financial capability. I stand to be corrected. And these guys didn't come into this life with money. They've been in the corridors of power, collecting our collective resources. That's what made them rich. You know, we're in a country where, boom, someone just wake up and become very wealthy. You see someone that have not been able to own a supermarket, grow a supermarket, automatically gets a position and becomes very wealthy, and the person tells you is a kingmaker, and the person tells you is this, is that, is that. What about people in their 40s? Let me use your firm as an example. I walked into this place today and I saw a conglomerate of young, intelligent people. Your MD is a young man that has grown something. If you give that person the privilege to be on the table, he has been able to manage your strengths and weaknesses. If you give that young person the privilege to be on the table, he has managed his own private business. He will be able to manage a government.
Now, speaking of young people, young people in politics, we saw a 38-year-old lady who has declared intention. We also saw a Nollywood actor, Yul Edochie, who wants to become the president as well. But then we find out that when these people come out on social media to declare their intention, same young people, same youth will tell them they are not ready because they don't have the experience in terms of politics. So how do you think we can change this narrative for people to see that we actually need to change faces in this politics?
Who was born with the experience? I like to use myself as an example. I did my IT in government house, Asaba. I served in government house. I had a little paid job. I worked, I became an essay, and I'm still going. See it? Someone will come out and tell me I'm not experienced. I've seen 2 governors. I've related with 2 governors. And I know by God's grace, I'll still relate to the next governor. So you not tell me I'm not experienced. You don't judge people until you give them a platform to showcase themselves. That he's a Nollywood actor does not make him incompetent for the position.
But people like to see what you've done so far. What have you done for your local government, for your ward?
Yes, that's where I fault them. Because even as an essay, I've been able to do some things in not only my local government, across board in Delta State. I've even gone to Lagos to do some things. But I will not use that as a measurement for leadership. There are so many people in this state, in this country, so many young persons that will put Nigeria on the right course. It's just that we young people, we are busy learning Zazu and other new steps instead of learning the things that will put us on the right path.
And that's why we have you as the executive director of the Not Too Young to Lead.
Yeah.
So what are you doing so far?
We're doing our best as a group. Back in Delta State, we've been able to amplify the muted voices of other people. Last election saw about 3 legislators with character, and they did very well. We had like 4 local government chairmen who are doing extremely well. You can't bend the world into the shape you want, but you can bend the slice of it. We're doing it with little drops. We're doing it, and we have branches across Africa. We have in Sierra Leone, Morocco, Liberia.
So should we expect anyone, for 2023 president?
Very well, we're still consulting. But don't forget, there's a problem we're faced with in Nigeria today: poverty. When you're poor, you become vulnerable. When someone deep inside of you, this analog generation, like I always call them, the problem we're faced today is because of the mistakes they made. It's not about, when you tell me you go to make the Nigeria, whatever is happening today, we contracted governance to them with our vote. It's not like it's their right. So if you're not doing well, it's only normal for me to call you back that you're not doing well. I saw a video trending about a House of Assembly member from Imo State that went to consult his constituents, youth, and the youth told him that you've done 4 years, you didn't do well, we can't support you. The guy just angrily threw up the table. I'm sure you saw that video. It shows that this person is not going, except he wants to vote himself. I think that's what we should be seeing more of. That bring your money is our collective resources. We'll eat it, but we'll tell you to your face that you can't represent us on that table. That is what I want every young Nigerian to do.
So rounding up now the show, we've almost exhausted our time. What kind of leadership should we expect? Do we need as a nation, Nigeria, considering the economic situation at hand right now?
Let's start with putting Nigeria first before personal interest. Knowing that incompetence packaged and dressed up as strategy, being given the nomenclature of a kingmaker, is still incompetent and still totally unacceptable.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. I really wish you could go on because there are so many other questions that I'm sure Nigerians would want to have in mind when they go out to vote next year. Thank you very much for being there with us. It's been an amazing time discussing 2023 election and their candidates so far. I'm sure you've had a swell time. For more of this conversation, make sure you follow us on all our social medias on TSL Nigeria TV. Yes, on YouTube, on Instagram, Twitter, and of course Facebook. This is Baton Grant, and this is where we get to call it today. My name is Joy Matthew, saying bye-bye.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.